Well, hey guys, Silly Tuck here. Welcome back to another episode of ECW Extreme Championship Wrestling. This is, of course, Hardcore TV. This is the go home show for Barely Legal, I think. My dog might start barking in the background. I just heard her do her, little pre-bark. You know what I mean? Where they do, a little one. Am I going to do that? I don't know. But, their foot's already halfway out the door, so they're just shit. This is the go home show for Barely Legal. I believe this is episode 74. Might be 75. Hold on. I think this is episode 74. Yes. We got Sabu in our main event tonight for the first time in a little while. He's wrestling a match on TV. He's going to take on Jeff Hardy. I'm giving Jeff a little test here to see what he can do on his own. Needed somebody for Sabu to fight, and I went, all right, Jeff. Overall, I hope we're going to do all right. We're, of course, in Hammerstein. I don't need to fill you in on any of their details. Let's rock and roll. We open up with a 64C, slightly disappointing. That's okay. We open up with a promo from Taz backstage talking about Jerry Lynn, and he talks about how I've got a message. Oh, it's just 370. Cool. No, but he talks about Jerry Lynn and defending the title next week against Lynn, and he says, it's almost sad in a way that we have to do it on TV. Jerry fight between me and you, because this is the type of match I think you build a show around. I hope you realize that. The fact that me and you have both something to prove. You have to prove to everybody, to me, that you're worth my time. And I have to prove to everybody that this belt is better than the belt that you held. You see, Jerry, because if I beat you, if I can put you down, if I can make you submit, I prove that the world title is not only on my level, but possibly below me. Jerry, if I beat you, not only does it hurt you, it hurts that belt. In a weird, twisted way, it hurts the company almost. The guy who you have all over your posters. It's all a fallacy. It's all nothing. It's all a figment of imagination. The fact that I can beat whoever I want, whenever I want, it should be me. But I'm not a cocky guy. It's funny to say after saying like that, but I don't call myself an arrogant man. I wouldn't classify myself as an arrogant man. I damn know well that most people would not classify me as an arrogant man. I am a realist. Jerry Lynn, if you were a realist, you would realize that next week you're outmanned, you're outgunned, and you're gonna get fucked up. I have been television champion for a year and a half now. That's a year and a half of putting this belt on the line every time anybody's asked me. I've gone out and looked for opportunities to put that on the line. This belt on the line, my reputation on the line. Because I damn well know that when something's on the line, when you put me in a corner, I don't fold. I come out like an animal on fire. Fighting for my life, fighting for water, for air, for sustenance. I need to eat. I need to eat others. I need to eat dreams. I'm the eater of worlds. No, he says, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to make an example out of you. And it's not that I don't like you, Jerry. You're a fine guy. We've talked before backstage, but it's this concept that because I have a belt that doesn't have world championship on it, because I'm a television champion, I'm somehow not as good. I'm somehow not the best wrestler in this company, when I've continued to disprove that theory every single week. And there was a guy a little while ago that I faced off. You remember Tracy Smothers? I beat him. He tried to He tried to popularize the theory that I had handpicked my opponents somehow, that I had gone out of my way to get weak competition. I've asked for competition. I've searched for competition. Guys like Tracy Smothers stepped up because nobody else wanted a piece of me. And that's what he failed to understand. And Jerry, that's what I hope you are not failing to understand. You can look at this past year and a half and you can make assumptions. You can say that they're easy opponents, but here's the thing. They only look like they're easy because they're the only people who have nothing to lose. You, Jerry, have this newfound popularity to lose. Tommy Dreamer has his legacy as the heart and soul of this company. The Sandman is an icon to these people, a god. Shane Douglas has his ego. Van Dam has his championship and values. Every single person who people would say is above the norm, a main event talent, if you will, has something to lose. Hell, even I have something to lose. But the opposite, the thing that differentiates me from every single one of those guys you talk about, that they talk about, that they make theories about, that I'm scared. I'm somehow scared. And you can say right now I'm compensating for something. But if you know who I am and you've seen me, you know damn well I am not. I have nothing to lose. And in that I have everything to lose. This belt is everything, but it's nothing. This, and he holds it up and he actually drops it. That is a prop that demonstrates the fact that I am unstoppable, unbeatable, undestroyable. I am the uncrowned world champion, and I will not get a shot for as long as I hold this belt, which means I will never get a shot at the world championship, and I've accepted that because I've decided, Jerry Lynn, that I'm going to make this belt better than the world championship ever could be, so bring your best next week, because I'm bringing mine. We're going to tear the fucking house down, and I'm going to build this championship's legacy. I've been doing it for a year and a half, and I'll do it for another decade if I have to, till I die. Beat me if you can. Survive if I let you. That felt good. That felt really good. That's my first, I'll tell you guys, right? I haven't recorded for a little bit. It's been like maybe 10 days, 15. That felt really fucking good. Fucking love Taz. Fucking love the Taz character I've built. He's so awesome. He's just this guy who just says real shit and may come off like a cocky douchebag, but like he's not, because it's true. Moving forward, we have the Dudleys in a match. They're taking on, Little Guido and Tony Mamaluke. If you hear me burp or something like that, it's because I just downed a Pepsi and I'm full of gas. And my foot's numb now, so it's going to be a weird fucking episode, I feel. They take on Little Guido and Tony Mamaluke, the Dudleys do. And they beat them at about 7:45 when Bubba defeated Mamaluke with a 3D. You know what I mean? The Dudleys are starting to build that momentum again. Now that we have the set date next week for the Steel Cage tag team match between the Suicide Blondes and the Stormtroopers. We're going to hear from the Stormtroopers later tonight. Suicide Blondes have been locked out of the arena, much like happened to the Troopers last week. And, the Dudley boys pick up a victory. And afterwards, Bubba picks up a mic, and he says, that's a warning. That's a warning to every single person in that locker room that we still are deadly, we still are dangerous, and the Dudley Death Device can be dropped and applied to anybody. These guys were tag team champions not a couple weeks ago, and we just beat them. Beat them in pretty efficient time, too, wouldn't you say, Bubba? Or, Devon. Bubba does the talking. We don't let Devon talk, because Devon isn't really good at talking. He just says, "Oh, brother, testify," at the end. And so Bubba says, when we get back to the top, and we inevitably will, me and Devon are going to do what we always do. And what the Dudleys do is destroy. You heard me say that all of last year. when the Dudleys do what the Dudleys do, the Dudleys destroy. And the thing is, the Dudleys are still hungry. We're still angry. We're still driven as hell. It's just getting that door open once more. So anybody at all who feels in some capacity that they might be better than us, please come right. And all of a sudden, some dude just stands up on the apron. Just some dude. And they're like, what? And Bubba's kind of taken aback, but he's like, all right, this guy. Man, Paul, security, though. Like, come on. And he walks up and he says, tell us your name. And he leans in the mic into this guy, and he's got like a hoodie on or something like that. You can't really see his face. And he doesn't respond. Bubba says, that's all right. I don't need to know your name. You just need a partner. We'll beat you like anybody else. And the figure says something. Bubba's like, what? And he says something. He's whispering it. Bubba says, what? Bubba leans in real close, and this green mist fires out of the hoodie that this figure's in, and he kind of opens it up, and Chris Cruz on commentary is like, who the fuck is that? And Joey Styles says, oh, fuck, that's Yoshihiro Tajiri. Oh, no. Wait a minute. And then, all of a sudden, from, I guess, like, I don't really know where he comes from. Maybe he just, like, drops in from the ceiling. Holy fuck, Hayabusa. We haven't seen him for a couple months. He just comes in and just starts going to town on Devon. Tajiri and Hayabusa just clean fucking house. The FBI kind of get to their feet, and Tajiri fucking buzzsaw kicks the head off one of them. Hayabusa grabs a steel chair from the outside and clatters Mamaluke over the skull. The two of them stand in the ring. Not villains, not heroes, just kind of dudes, it seems. They kind of the dynamic of ECW. People aren't good people. People aren't bad people. People are people. So why should it be that you and I should get along so awfully? Shout out to Depeche Mode for a song that I really liked a couple years ago, and I thought for some reason fit the Shield's breakup. It was really weird, man. I went through a weird fucking time when I was like 13, I think. But Hayabusa and Tajiri are here, and you see I've called this Slaughtering Grounds, this segment. They are a tag team. Their tag name is Tosetsuba, I believe. That's how it's pronounced. Tosetsuba, and it basically means slaughtering place. Originally, I'd gone with slaughtering house, but I think slaughtering ground sounds better. Slaughtering grounds. That's that fucking company Jim Sterling fought, wasn't it? Yeah, I might have to work on the name. I don't know. I like Tosetsuba, though, a little bit. Let me know your thoughts on Tosetsuba. It's spelled like this, by the way. Hold on. I'll type it out. Tosetsuba. It's like that. Tosetsuba. I like it. But I want to know your thoughts. We had a promo from Kurt Angle. It's the Angle Open Challenge. Anybody can come down to the ring, try to make a name for themselves against the only Olympic gold medalist in professional wrestling, the only Olympic gold medalist in ECW history, the only Olympic gold medalist in America ever. One of those things is more accurate than the others. One of those things is not as accurate as the others. Anyways, moving forward, it's this guy. It's Rick Blade. He was here like a year ago, and people apparently fucking hate him. Angle fucking beats the shit out of this guy. Beats him about 4 minutes, makes him tap, makes him suffer. Tap, snap, or crap your pants. Am I right? Haha. Got him. Overall, though, Angle again with another carry job. Just waiting for a certain storyline to open up. Just waiting for that opportunity. You know what I mean? Moving forward, we get an interesting segment. Dreamer, Sandman, Awesome, Incredible, just brawl. Maybe like, what? They just brawl. They brawl from the back, into the arena, out to the parking lot, down the street, and it's just a fucking mess. They just fight everywhere. It's like crazy shit. It's one of those things that goes on DVDs in like 20 years, being like, that was some whack ass shit that they did. Like, what the fuck was this segment? And Paul Heyman, where a cameraman or whatever kind of goes over to Paul Heyman, and Paul is like, listen, all right, I know what I want to do. I gotta fix this. I gotta fix a lot of shit, all right? Because the locker room's fucking falling apart. Everybody wants to beat everybody up backstage. It fucking sucks. Means I'm not making any money, and God knows I need the money. Still got ties to the mafia. What? But I'll make an announcement next week about this. That's all I got. And just kind of walks off, and that's the segment. Yeah, it's just a big fight. Big fight feel in this one. Whoa, it's boss time. That's my new favorite thing to just say randomly. Moving forward, we get a promo from the Stormtroopers just before our main event tonight. It's Candido and Storm. And they talk about how they're suicide blondes while they're always out, drinking and partying or whatever. They're in the gym, they're training, they're perfecting themselves. Candido is one of the greatest athletes this profession's ever seen, and Lance Storm is possibly the most technical wrestler in the history of wrestling. I disagree with that statement, but he's pretty high up there, probably top 8 ever. Does that seem inaccurate? Dawn Marie is there, probably gets her ass out once or twice. People in the crowd are like, you! It's a steel cage. I'm real excited for it. I'm really excited for, like, literally just Edge and Christian, Lance Storm, Candido in a cage. It's like the television special next week. Like, and I'm not even speaking about this like a promoter, right? Like in kayfabe. The television special next week is 2 matches, and they're genuinely 2 of my most excited for. Is that the term? They're 2 of the most high-profile matches I think I've made in this entire game. The November to Remember card is probably one of the best cards I've ever naturally brought together. But this is one where 2 very high-profile matches happen to land on the same card. And I think it's a very important watch, I think, for anybody who's a big fan of the series. Just because overall, I think they'd be fun matches, you know what I mean? And a damn good story, too, behind, I think, both of them. This one's got a relatively simpler one. Well, no, I guess this one's more complex than the other one, but the Taz and Jerry Lynn feud has just such a, base, primal thought to it, you know what I mean? Somebody who's doing a mid-tier job, it seems, feels like he's working harder than the people at the top and is set out to prove it. It's fun. Anyways, main event time. Wow, that did really well. Good shit. And they didn't have psychology either. Really good shit from both of them. And about that, it's superb wrestling, decent reaction from the crowd. Sabu defeated Jeff Hardy in 1744 by pinfall. The triple jump moonsault bounces from second rope to top rope. Triple jump. Yeah, so jump. Yeah, so he jumps onto the kind of side rope. Yeah, the second rope on one side, jumps over to the top rope on the other, does a moonsault off. 1, 2, 3. This match was probably a lot of crazy fucking high spots. Jeff and Sabu just taking turns trying to kill each other by throwing themselves off of really weird and dangerous shit. Nothing overly dangerous, because I don't have, the crazy bump thing or whatever, but just, you know what I mean? Just, throw yourselves off crazy shit, get a pop. And actually, after the match, it's a pretty damn good rating. Looks like Sabu's going to attack Jeff, because he's fucking crazy, and he doesn't care about anyone, and is he really the good guy here? I don't know. But RVD comes out to save Jeff. Is RVD a good guy? I don't know. But before RVD can get to the ring, Sabu, switches gears on an instant, right? And goes right after RVD. RVD's coming down the ramp, and Sabu springboards, or no, what's it called? Not suicide dive. I don't know, just dives to the outside, all right? Jumps off the top rope, does a fucking, rotation senton? What the hell's it called? I want to say a plancha, but it's not. You know what I mean? The thing where you, flip and you sent on a dude onto the outside and just starts pounding away on RVD. And Sabu just rips apart RVD, throws him into the stairs, hits him with chairs, hits him with kendo sticks, grabs a fucking baseball bat and cracks it over his ribs. It's really fucking brutal, and it shows kind of how dedicated Sabu is to hurting Rob Van Dam, because he feels like RVD has wronged him. And when when you have something that Sabu wants, he doesn't really have an off switch, and that's the problem with Sabu. He just keeps going until you're pretty much dead. And so Sabu actually slides back into the ring and looks to be focused on Hardy again. And Sabu actually helps Jeff up to his feet and shakes his hand and sends him on his way. And Jeff's really fucking confused by that, as are we at first. And then the thought kind of starts to set in, what if Sabu set that up? What if he's not as crazy a regular as we think he is? What if he planned that whole thing from the start? What if he planned the fact that RVD would both be fueled by jealousy and also pretend to play the hero and come and try to help Jeff? What if Sabu never had the intention ever to attack Jeff? That makes sense, but it's crazy. And there's your show. 75 B- up in 7. That's good stuff. A little bit of backstory behind the Hayabusa Tajiri signing. FM Dub went out of business, so I was like, yeah, you're mine now, thanks. Just trying to grab them. Also trying to think of a finishing name for them. Probably something with, like, Cleaver or Meat. Something like that. I don't know. It's Slaughtering Ground. We'll figure it out. Nova won the championship. Cool, good for him. Overall show was awesome. That's all I care about. Here's this. Liger has an offer from the WWF. Yeah, the WCW and the WWF have been going back and forth for a little bit on Liger, but nobody wants to sign. No, he doesn't want to sign with anyone. There's somebody out there right now yelling at me to get Liger, and I'm like, just like, Liger doesn't fit what I'm doing right now, like at all. So you'll have to wait. Sorry. We're still making good money. I do need really quick to change the schedule. So we have Barely Legal, right? Yes. Barely Legal is next week. Oh, that's not how you do that. Where are you, Tuck? Come on. Think. Use your brain. Ooh, external broadcasting. Thank you. Thank you, brain. Edit details. ECW. Barely Legal. And so, yeah, that's got Taz versus Lynn for the... do I not have the Barely Legal logo? I don't. I'll have to go grab it from the thing. That's okay. I'll do it off screen really quick. But anyways, no. Don't change that. What are you doing? I was going to say something, and I messed up. Oh, yes, that sees Jerry Lynn take on Taz for the television championship, and the Suicide Blondes, Sexton Hardcastle, or Edge, and Christian Cage take on Lance Storm, Chris Candido, the Stormtroopers, in a steel cage match. The first one we've done in this series. And it's a tag team one, so that's pretty fun. But, without further ado, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. This is Silly Tuck, signing out.